Hi, so in this video we're going to go over how to make a timer in JavaScript. And so we're going to have a button that starts a timer and then stops the timer. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a heading, timer app. And then I'm going to make a paragraph. Let's do like an H4 tag. Current, or how about seconds past elapsed. I'm going to throw a span tag in here, which just allows me to put like a specific value that I can just use that value and not the entire tag as an ID. So I'm going to say ID equals time, or maybe seconds. And so now I know 0 seconds is going to start at 0 seconds when the page is loaded. Then I'm also going to make a button tag, and it could be start. Make another button tag that is stop. And then I'm going to make a third button tag that is reset. So let's give this button an ID of start button. Let's give this button an ID of stop button. And let's give this button an ID of reset. All right. And so now when I run this, here is my timer, here is my tag showing the total time elapsed, and then we have start, stop, and reset. Now, of course, this is not the most fancy CSS. There's actually no CSS in here, and that's not the focus of the video. After this span is over, I'm also going to say seconds. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start scripting. And so I'm going to delete this part. And then I am going to first start by storing all of my objects in constant variables. So I'm going to store the seconds display. And I'm going to say document.get element by ID, and I called this seconds. I'm going to do the same thing for the start button. The stop button, and the reset button. Okay, great. So now I have these objects stored in variables. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to also create a time trigger. And so for here, I'm going to say, let's let the interval, let's set that equal to setInterval. And then I'm going to make a function called tick, which just ticks the seconds forward. And then I'm going to say 1000 milliseconds. And so basically, this is saying call the tick function every 1,000 milliseconds. And so now I need to make the tick function. And so for the tick function, all I'm going to do is I'm going to change, well, let's make another variable. Let's say let seconds equal 0. And so now every time that the clock ticks, I'm going to say seconds plus equals 1. So I'm going to add 1 to the seconds. And then I'm also going to display that. So seconds display dot text value, text content, text content is equal to seconds. Okay, so now when I run this, the timer starts immediately. And so this is great, although the timer here, it's starting immediately and it's not starting like only when I click the start button, right? So we have a timer, which is great, but now we have to figure out when I click the start button, that should trigger the timer. I can do that is to not initialize the interval until the tick function starts. And so, or really not until the tick function starts, but until the start button is clicked. And so for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a function called start. And then instead of putting all of this here, I'm going to copy this part. And I am going to declare my interval out here so that it exists throughout all of my code. But then I'm not going to actually initialize it until it's inside of this function here. And then I need to add an event listener. So I'm going to say start button dot add event listener click. So on click, I'm going to call the start function. And so now when I run this and I click start, then the seconds will only start as they move up. All right, so now you can do the same thing for the stop button. For this one, you would say something like function stop, right? And then in order to stop, we can say, we can clear the timer, right? And so in order to clear the timer, we would say clear interval. So you'd say clear interval, and then interval is the object, right? So this interval, I'm just clearing it now. And then I would have to also make an event listener here. So I would say stop button, call the stop function. Start, stop. Okay, so notice that it's clearing the interval, but it's also not resetting it. And so see if you could figure out the reset button all on your own. And so basically you would need a reset function, you would need a reset event listener, and then you would have to change your seconds display and your seconds variable. And that's it.